Dan Green, and this is lesson 2 of the beginner slide guitar tutorials that I'm putting up on YouTube. This lesson we're going to talk about what finger to put your slide on, some very basic slide technique like muting, string muting, and then we're going to look at a very basic exercise that you can do to start developing your slide tone and hopefully getting a nice smooth sweet slide tone. So first of all, what finger to put your slide on? Now I use my pinky here, little finger, and this allows me to have these fingers spare, and I use these for fretting or picking across the guitar as well as muting. I've seen some people use their third finger, which is totally fine. Again, I think it's just very important that you have some fingers free behind the slide to allow for muting. I think it would be really limiting if you use your first finger or even your second finger. So for me, little finger. Now when you first put a slide on, it may feel really weird, it may feel funny, it may be too big or too floppy. Don't worry, give it a try and you will find you'll get used to it regardless of how floppy it is. Some slides that I use are very loose fit, and what I do is I just sort of butt this finger up hard against it to keep it in place. So, first thing we're going to look at is doing a very basic exercise on your top string. Now this guitar here is an open G, and the tuning for open G is starting from your bottom string, your bottom bigger string, D, G, D, G, B, D, and it sounds like or should sound very close to that anyway. So with our slide on our pinky finger, little finger, we're going to very gently rest the slide on a slight angle on your top string here. Alright, we don't want it resting on any of the other strings because we're not going to be playing them and we'll end up with overtones coming through. So the slide rests like a feather gently on that string there. Alright, now it's important that you do not press down so hard that you hear this noise. Right, that's the slide knocking on the frets, not so sweet. The other thing you may hear is this noise. Fret buzz, again it means you're pressing too hard. The slide rests gently and does not allow the string to make contact with your fretboard or the frets. It just touches the string and rests on it so gently that you can slide up and down. Now the next thing you're going to try here is that after you rested your slide on the string, you want at least your first finger here also resting on the string behind the slide that you're going to be playing. So if I'm playing this top string, I rest my slide on that string, I then rest my first finger on the string also, and I tend to rest my second finger as well. What that does is mute the strings behind the slide. It's to do with the tone that you're trying to get out of it, and it stops any overtones coming through. What they generally are is if the slide does rub past a string that you're not playing, you end up with all these noises, and if you rest your fingers behind the slide, it tends to dampen them down a bit. Helps with the tone, alright? So the first exercise we're going to do is starting on about the 7th or 9th fret, and we're going to be just sliding up to the 12th, practicing on getting a nice smooth sweet tone out of your slide. So slide on a slight angle, resting on that string just like a feather. Fingers resting behind on the same string and just sliding up. That simple. The harder you pluck, you might find that you end up with a bit of buzz. That's alright, so long as you're not making fret buzz from the slide, touching the fretboard or knocking the frets. So practice that quite a few times. You can start from further down the neck. Alright, give it a try. Now later on down in lesson 5 we're going to start looking at vibrato, which is the hand movement that offers that nice tremolo type sound over the strings. I'm not going to talk about it now because we want to just work on our slide technique, and the vibrato or tremolo can come later. So give that a try. And if you've got some different slides, try the different slides and have a listen to the tones they offer. Thanks for watching, and we'll pick up some more techniques in a new exercise in lesson 3.